Hey everybody, this is Brian here in America right now, and I'm doing another Bible reading. We're going through the book of John. I'm reading a portion of John chapter 7 right now. Now, sometimes it can be exaggerated. Sometimes people feel like their boss has it in for them, or some authorities have it in for them. But sometimes they're not wrong. You can't think that somebody is exaggerating. There are times when somebody in authority actually has it in for somebody. And obviously, a number of these Jewish leaders had it in for Jesus. They felt that he was encroaching on their authority. He stood up he stood up for God in a time where people were trying to point religiosity or religiousness towards themselves for reasons of power and that sort of thing. So let's take a look at this. John chapter 7, verses 45 through 52. Finally, the temple guard went back to the chief priest and the Pharisees, who asked them, "Why didn't you bring him in?" "No one ever spoke that way, the way as this man does," the guard replied. "You mean he has deceived you also?" The Pharisee retorted. Have any of the rulers or of the Pharisees believed in him? Actually, yes. Yes. Nicodemus believed in him. He was a ruler and a Pharisee. So the answer is yes, they have. Other rulers and officials hear about Jesus and believe. So yeah. But basically that kind of gets into nobody I know believes. So in the circle of these particular Pharisees, they're kind of dependent on their ignorance right now, and so they're gaslighting. They're gaslighting these town guards, which is horrible. It's horrible. You have we see gaslighting in so many places, but yeah, they're redefining the reality. But I don't think they're done yet. Let's continue. I'll go back a little bit. Verse 48. Have any of the rulers or Pharisees believed in him? Yeah, actually, yes. No, but this mob that knows nothing of the law, there is a curse on them. So they're saying that there is a curse on them, and this is why they trust Jesus. That's what the religious leaders are saying right now. What the Jewish leaders of the land are saying right now. Interesting, this isn't what the Samaritans thought when Jesus was coming to them. And it's not what all Jewish leaders thought either. Many people of all ranks in society came and they believed. But continuing, Nicodemus, who had gone to Jesus earlier, who was one of their own number, asked, "Does the law condemn a man without first hearing him to find out what he has been doing?" They replied, "Are you from Galilee too?" That's interesting. So now we're getting into some cultural background here. A lot of people do not have respect for Galilee. at this period of time. Apparently, a lot of the powerful people don't have respect for this area, Galilee. A lot of powerful people don't like this area, so they're saying, "Are you from Galilee too? What, are you one of them?" This is what they're saying to Nicodemus right now. It's like, "You're one of them, aren't you? Are you? Are you, Nicodemus? Are you? Look into it, and you will find that a prophet does not come out of Galilee." And they're wrong. They're wrong again. They are gaslighting this situation. They are saying that no prophet came from here, and no prophet can come from here. Jonah, as in Jonah and the whale, Jonah, the guy who got swallowed by a big fish, he came from Galilee. So what we have here is we have authoritarian leadership looking over everything because they are scared of any political threat to their power. Any political threat. Anyone whatsoever. So yeah. A lot of times we feel like Christ can't experience some of the things that we would experience. But when we read the accounts in the Bible, we see so much of what Christ goes through, and it's the same as what we go through. We have been gaslit. We have been told, many of us have been told that we don't matter because we're from a certain place in life. We're not rich enough. We're from the wrong place. We're from the wrong culture. We're from the wrong people group. We have the wrong color of skin. We have the wrong accent. We have the wrong. And this is what the religious leaders of the time, the pious religious leaders, the legalistic religious leaders, have against Jesus right now. Maybe it's like when here in America, there's a number of religious leaders that are like, they are from the wrong political party. And that's what Jesus is experiencing right now. God is being gaslit. That's amazing. God gets gaslit. You know, people who believe that they have the authority, ultimately God has the authority. And it's interesting that Jesus is this kind of servant, that he doesn't like smack people across the face with his authority, but lives in a way to serve. And that's the example that he puts forward for us. So there are times where we'll be slandered. People will say things. Some people in Romania say, "Brian, people will look at you." You know, and many people in Romania are worried about what people will say about them. And it happened to Jesus first, you know. It happened to God. People were redefining reality and relying on their ignorance to persecute God. This is humanity. This is often where we find ourselves. So yeah, uh, this is, to think that this is one of the ways that we can identify with Christ, because so often we're put through this, is amazing to me. And that's the amazing God I serve, is, that us Christians follow, is this God who identifies with us in so many ways. He's fully God and fully man, and that's very exciting. Okay, well, take care. Remember, Jesus does understand where you're at right now, and I'll be back tomorrow with another Bible video. Take care, everybody.